Someone had asked me, they said, how come you as a black man are not out there demonstrating? Ooh, y'all, how come I, as a black person, oh, they didn't say man, as a black person, that's like a you guys situation. It's kind of like you trying to remove racism, but then your approach to useful tools are very prejudiced in the process, and that don't help nobody in the process. That's why I stay quiet about what I really think, because when I speak out, everybody goes, oh my God, Aaron, that's so offensive. No, it's not offensive. I'm just stating what's really there in your face, but everyone wants to go around the block. Ain't nobody got time for that. It's kind of like dating. Look, I ain't gonna be talking to you for a year while you go talk to other people at the same time, and then you want to decide a year from now we don't work. It don't work like that. What's up, D? D, are you all right? Because you're around the corner from me. Actually, D, I just left your area. I was at the Chase Bank at the traffic circle, and they was closed. So these people, whoever they are, vigilantes, because they ain't whoever they are, right? Let's just call them minions. Remember those yellow minion characters with the glasses? Banana. So I went to traffic circle, right? And all through from here and there, there's not one. There's two grocery stores open within 6 mile radius from where I am. There's fast food, and I'm looking at like T-Mobile shut down, but Carl's Jr. is open. I'm confused. Y'all didn't want to hit up Carl's Jr.? You don't want to steal no burgers, fry them? I saw Burger King open, but Office Max was shut down and broke in all the windows. So I'm like, what kind of strategic, like you gotta really have a plan to hit these Republican owned businesses. Do they deserve it? No, because that's not fair. That's not playing fair. It's like a boxing match, like Holyfield and who else? I don't help me out, guys. I'm not that straight. Just kidding. Just kidding. Everyone thought Holyfield was going to beat up Mike Tyson back in the days, right? And then the ear got bit off. This is what I'm talking about. You guys were already shown people cheat in order to win. And that's just what it is. And then some people who gonna over dominate, they gonna beat some ass, right? What happens is some happens where people are tricky. But I wanted to talk about something because someone had said to me, actually, I had 8 conversations today. And about 4 hours ago, this person said on Instagram, you as a black person, how come you're not demonstrating? How come you're always home talking? I'm like, my platform is right here. People come to hear someone who has experienced life, share life, and reflect life. Like everyone who watches me is a reflection of myself. And people that I see are how do you say it? I'm a reflection of other people as well as they're a reflection of me. And I'm getting sick and tired of people going, well, you're not out there protesting. Yeah, I am not trying to get confused with the narrative because everything's a narrative. This isn't like an act of authenticity and a genuine act. Let's be honest. When my great grandfather died from being in the civil rights, or not civil rights, sorry, the 1920s, the Roaring Twenties era, when our greats, everybody, white, black, Creole, Southern, Haitian, Jamaican, French on the European side. What about those German, Armenian? We've all seen genocides in different scenarios where people try to over dominate a civilization. That's what's happening now. America is not white, black, Mexican, Latino. It is a civilization. And that I don't support you guys specifying that, oh, because you're black, you have to. I ain't gotta do shiitake mushrooms because I'm a black man. I can respond, however. No, I'm not a black man. I'm a black woman. I'm a whole lot of black woman. That's just my point is we are not coming together as a collective because there's people in our way. There's people like y'all saw what happened in the last 24 hours with, and I'm gonna just be very quick. Where's mushrooms at? People keep saying mushrooms to me. Do you see shrooms? Someone, okay, so what I understand about the situation, because I have been in my own investigation, this shows you guys I know how to prove facts. And thank you, Boo Boo Shay. I'm gonna call you Boo Boo Shay. Oh, shiitake mushroom. I did say that. I had a prank from either someone's son or it was the person themselves who were high as shiitake mushrooms on something or drunk as something. But you do not, like, in this time, this era is not the moment to make a gesture of anything. You don't prank a black person during this time. A joke with a friend is funny. A giggle with, like, let's say a gay man to a gay man. We make all nasty jokes all the time. Let's be honest. And we talk about lesbians all the time. Let's be honest. And then lesbians talk about gay men all the time. We've already experienced each other. So why do we create more segregation? Because it's uncomfortable now when you bring it up. And it's like, I feel uncomfortable because I'm speaking the truth. That's just the narrative that's happening. So if you feel bad about speaking up on the truth, notice that's not your conscious mind. That's a conscious mind trying to contradict you. So when I was asked, okay, so this was another comment for someone else who stated, and this isn't negative. It's just that a statement came from someone who said, you're so young, but you've never been out there riding before. You don't know what this is like. You've never witnessed this before. And I love the person who said the statement. So I'm not going to attack their integrity or their character. But the problem was like, but you are not the skin tone and grew up on Doty Avenue in Hawthorne and grew up on Figueroa and 60th Place in South Central. See, now I'm carrying energy of anger because people are pissing me off when they don't mean to piss me off. And that's a problem to me because, my glass is coming off. And I have a point. This is why I want to be very serious today, not funny. That it's not fair, the pressure that people put on anyone's color, but I'm speaking up for the black color. All chocolate, almond, caramel, peanut butter, almond joy, raisinets. Come on, y'all. Let's be honest. So, stop screaming. Shannon, you heard that. She's upstairs above me hearing. I have a neighbor who always disturbs me while I'm on a live stream. Get your life. Oh, it's Diane, Shannon. It's Diane. Anyway, so I'm on a serious one. So I think I was 4 years old during the LA riots, right? And my grandmother, she was watching me and my cousins because that was her thing while my aunts worked full-time 6 days a week. And my mom worked full-time 5 days a week. So I was at my granny's house. Hi, Grandma. She's not on Facebook, thank God. But long story short, she had us go in the backseat of a Cadillac. And she's like, your mom's going to be back home, but we need to go get Uncle Buford from his house because he's on the roof and the roof is on fire. Literally, that's where the term came from, my uncle. He was on the roof with the water hose. I need to find that photo and put it. And God bless his soul, rest his peace. He passed away 3 years ago. Exactly a year after my bestie passed away. So it's kind of, but on a positive note, back on topic, we drove to his home and no one really I can't speak for everybody, but I remember people jumping over the cars, someone trying to open the doors of the Cadillac and my grandma going, do not touch the door. Don't let them in. Don't look in the window. Don't look out the window. Don't point at anybody. If you hear gunshots and grandma can't move, you have to stay under the seats. So to the person who didn't mean to offend me, you did offend me on accident. But I still love you because you don't know these things. And that's how you make a peaceful protest. Is I'm making a protest from my heart to say you don't understand this situation, this perspective. You may think because I'm young and black, well, minority, let's say young, minority, and fun, and I'm an artist, performer. I always tell people artists are the smartest people in the entire world. Dance is a universal language. So why wouldn't you want to pay attention to someone who dances if it's a universal language? We have to understand techniques of notation. We have to understand mathematics. We have to understand anatomy. That's a lot. Excuse you. Stop interrupting. Oh my God. Are you sneezing on my porch? Do you guys see I'm not a victim, right? So let me get on my point. Grandma says, stay in the back seat. I'm going to go get Uncle Buford. She left the car on and locked the doors. And guess who had to unlock the door on the driver's side of the Cadillac? Me. And guess what happened when the door opened? Someone grabbed my arm and my grandmother had to hit them off. And then on the way, oh God, PTSD. On the way driving back, my grandma hooked one quick right turn, and the door on the child's side, the child lock wasn't all the way on. My stupid ass, I tried to open the door to change the child lock. I don't know why I did that at 5 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, one of those. And the door was ajar, flung open. I remember, like, I didn't have a seatbelt because it was a Cadillac. You know, you could fit 10 people in the back of a Cadillac. And I was about to slide out and fall into the street. So you're seeing blood, knives, people chasing the car. You're looking at, turning around, looking at the fire on Vermont Street. I was there. So I don't need to demonstrate in peace. This isn't effing peaceful. These are people who are, in my opinion, recruited to sabotage California, to overthrow us and this is me being very bipartisan. Either it was an attempt to overthrow being a blue state, or if it was an attempt because the people who are in charge of California tried to persuade their neighboring states to go blue from being red, in my opinion. But both of y'all, three of y'all, everyone's fucked up. Everybody's messed up. Because I was cool with one side as long as you don't offend a certain people. But the people from your state that I was kind of standing up for, not supporting, standing up for, they then went over to California and did something terrible. Now, I have to travel in an Uber 6 miles to go to a Rite Aid because I can't get real produce. And I have to figure out how to make hamburger helper and corned beef as a meal until they figure out what the hell's going on with these vigilantes. So that's my point. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Gina. I have lived the situation. This is Bonquisha coming out. I like Bonquisha because alter egos help me release whatever's on my mind or on my emotions, and it's not a part of like my own conscious choice. It's just a temporary situation, right? But the person on my other dialogue was saying, yeah, but just because you were there as a child and you went through it doesn't mean that you have the experience of rioting. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So what happens when I do a protest and I get arrested knowing that my occupation requires so many people of a particular side of politics who depend on somebody to bridge one side understanding to cooperate in the environment of the other side. So why the F would I want to get arrested and put that on my record, even if I meant it for my skin color? It's not worth my skin color to get arrested. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Why would I risk? Let me close my closet. I like lines and angles, and that gap was bothering me. So that's the perspective I think a lot of people agree with me is we come so far that we have been so less than. Like, but if we go back to 9/11, let's just go back and reiterate that. It was a certain race of people that was accused. We don't know. We don't know. Don't do that. The people we trusted who were in power at that time, uh, anyways, leave your opinion alone, Aaron. Thank you. I love how you guys are commenting. Keep it up. 92, I think I was going, Ellie, right? I think I just turned 5. Yeah, yeah, I think I was 5, allegedly. So a certain race, nationality were they were accused, right? So we had this assumption that they are attacking us. But we didn't know how to go back to their country and invade them. And certainly our allies of the American people did not invade whoever was accused. So that should have been a huge like red flag, like something's not right. Because the people outside found out that it's not these people who are being accused. So why would we act on it? But here in America, when you're told something, and this is what I get pissed about in terms of social media, because we get fact checked from going through so many sources to identify what the truth really is. But then when it comes to the mainstream media and the news, local news, broadcast and cable, they're getting information in their ear as they're talking because, it's a job, 9 to 5. You can't be getting that much information doing your fact checks 9 to 5. Because back when I remember, what's her name? All the CBS news anchors from the 90s, right? They had to do their own research. I don't know about NBC. I don't know about Fox. What was Channel 13 back in the days? Not KCOP. I forget what Channel 13, but I remember we watched Channel 13 and KCOP. KCOP was like where you got real news, like not world news, but real. Like Daily Breeze News was on KCOP, whereas the Beach Reporter was like what was on TV. It was KCOP, wasn't it? Los Angeles. PBS too. PBS would do a full documentary on what had happened. Like I remember LA riots. PBS had a full disclosure of what transpired. It was this culture versus that culture over accidentally someone stole something and a gun was pulled on them. But no one understood because we had a generation of Korean veterans and Korean innovators coming into the country for the first time as a collective. So this was a civilization integrating with a civilization in an area that was more affordable. So therefore, there was a conflict of interest. Oh, you coming in my area? Blah, 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 blah. But then I think it was 4 years ago when Little Armenia was about to get changed to... I'm sorry, no. It was Little Cambodia. I don't know why they have these stupid cities out here. They're not stupid because of the culture. See, you can easily take that the wrong way. They make up these names to minimize cultures when it should just be called Town of Cambodia, Town of China, Town of Thai, and then put a museum in each of those cities that would exemplify culture, how the upbringing was. But no, there's only one museum, the Black History Museum, in the middle of Los Angeles, across the street from the Science Center, next to the the Convention Center, or the Coliseum back in the days. I'm trying to remind us of where we were back then. So yeah, the Coliseum, and I think at the time it was, at the time it was Bruce Jenner. It was Bruce Jenner at the time who won the Coliseum, and that was it. That was done after that race, that running of the Olympics, and then Jackie Jordan Kersey and all these people were emerging. Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul, all these folks were, and that's what really inspired the Black History Museum to get built, because they earned enough money to put it into the museum. I had the pleasure of performing there with my dance company in, I think it was 2004. Yeah, so people who didn't grow up in LA, I'm gonna reiterate on that. People didn't grow up in LA always assume that just because something great happened, this is just from what I've been observing for how people have been talking to me in the last 2 weeks. They have this facade that we aren't as experienced as Los Angeles Devils. They think our experience level is low because either our generation is younger, we're called millennials, we're called dumb and stupid, we're on our devices all the time. But then now we're in a device situation where now we're needed. Really? And so all the millennials that are needed are out there blowing shit up and fire. Like, you really gonna have firecrackers, you weak sauce? Weak sauce? Like, if you really have balls, I'm gonna be very blunt, you guys. I can't hold my vulgarity today. I'll repent on Sunday. You would go to the police department. You will sit where the public sidewalk is in front of the police department. You will hold a sign about something that needs to be changed. And you have to think about, I have 2 words to say about change. I could tell everybody how to do it, but nobody wants to listen to somebody who's a truther. No one wants to listen to me when I've been saying sulfur poisoning in the air, sulfur dioxide poisoning, look it up. Upper respiratory disease, look it up. That's not a virus. I've been saying, and then this biatch right here had to go to the ER for something that she was accused of being, and went through the whole process. Saline does not kill a virus. Sleep does not kill a virus. Soap and sanitizer does not kill a damn virus. Quit slamming the gate. Okay, because I've already shared my life. I said HIV positive. Right here. Immune dysfunction as well, because I had a vaccination in 2010 for hepatitis. I don't know why they vaccinated me for hepatitis, but looking back, I'm like, stupid Aaron, when you were younger, why didn't you just do your homework to find out if there's no cure for something, why would you get vaccinated for it? That would make absolutely no sense. Therefore, it would just be like, here's a cure and the treatment to get to being 100% again. But a vaccination doesn't prevent diddly squat. A vaccination just means you acquire being a host. You acquire being a carrier. But it can bounce onto someone else because your body is resisting to host it. Preach, Aaron. I'm on fire today because I got mad. That statement was like, ooh. And it's someone that I love. How come I ain't out there demonstrating? I'm doing something right now by preaching truth, and then truth will seed itself where it needs to be seeded. And then maybe perhaps the video gets shared around amongst a tight group of people, a tight collective, because that's what I'm trying to do with a lot of different people. I see these people are speaking this way. I'm going to put them in a group over here. These people are a little bit more on a higher collective. I'm going to put them in a group over here. And JFK said it too. He said, there are secret societies, there are secret cults and organizations, and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't mean that it was evil. It just means that, it just means that people are doing it. So if you understand how those societies function and operate, guess what? You have a lot more intel and data to share with this group over here. And what they have as a dyslexia of understanding, you can share it with these people over here. And then guess what? You're building a damn bridge, a understanding. And that's what we need right now, is an understanding. The more you keep pushing back and resisting between both sides, you're only causing more frequency. And then everyone's going to get to a point where they self-explode. Mother Earth does not need a volcano blowing up right now while people are on the streets rioting. Because that's what's happening. The Earth is natural. It's a natural source. We all respond to it. The Earth is 4 elements. Our bodies are 4 elements. We got gas. And dogs who fart too got too much gas. Let me read what you guys are saying. I'm demonstrating right here on Facebook all the time. If I can get 4 people on each live stream that I've did this whole week, and I didn't even realize I was actually demonstrating. I'm just being myself as usual, but because like I'm by myself, I'm single, I got no damn kids, thank goodness. I don't have no fur balls running around. So what do I do with my time and my energy? And I was a performer. I still am a performer, but I can't go out and do what I was doing. So I have to shift my energy and put it into another avenue where I'm more effective. The gift that we all have that we waste because we don't use it. And if you die, if you die natural causes or by other causes or other means, you didn't get to use your voice. And what a waste of a gift. So that was what I said at Ellie Riot's Remembrance Day 2 years ago. Everybody who can recall being on Vermont or Figueroa Street at that time between Pico Boulevard, or is it Olympic? Olympic, because it's further than Pico. And I would say the 91 freeway, if you guys know LA. 91 freeway to Olympic is basically a 18-mile radius. I'm just summing it up. And from Figueroa to Crenshaw, that's about a 10-mile radius. So you have 10 by 18 of miles. Sorry, my mom called me. I'm back. Why is my mom calling me right now? Oh, because something's happening. Shannon, what's happening out there? I didn't say the 110. I said 91. The 91 goes east-west, and Olympic goes east-west. And then you have from Figueroa north-south, which is on the west side of the 110, to Crenshaw, because the Crenshaw was all destroyed out. Okay. Joanne, it's we in this conversation. No I in team, right? So going back to my dialogue, I felt like people have been using the color as a catalyst to express their opinion, and that pissed me off because I'm like, oh no, you would not use BLM as a catalyst to get your viewpoint about cockroaches in the refrigerator. You know what I mean? I guess I have to close my window. The ghetto bird is over my building again. What's it called? Actually, I'm gonna open this so that I get more light. I felt like a lot of people, we do it a lot all the time. I've done it before. I've used situations unintentionally as a catalyst to get my opinion. Like I try to get my virtues out, and morale and things that I believe, but then they're not getting reciprocated because I'm elaborating too much and I have too much intel. Let me close my window. Thanks a lot, person who's riding outside. Let's see what's going on. Where you at? They're right over my building. I don't even think I can close this window. Anyways, what questions do you guys have for me? Oh, it's a motorcycle accident? I was just walking on Ocean Boulevard. because the Uber that I ordered canceled on me. So I walked half the way here and then crazy. What questions do you guys like if I were to say if you're not you guys, I know a lot of people say African American. Where's my charger? People say African American. I'll haul past you guys for this one moment. If there's a question you guys can ask an African American or a black person right now, what would it be? This is for a general, for you guys to ask. There's nothing offensive. Asking someone who has a mindset of many views. So I can pull from other perspectives. And I'll elaborate. Joanne, regarding the topic, where did I go to? I went to Rite Aid to get some trash bags. You can hear me. Oh my gosh. Why is there a helicopter for a motorcycle accident? Really? Then it'll be a news report for 10 hours about how the motorcycle flipped and then the person went 5 feet this way and they're not critical. They're doing okay and walk. You guys see what happens all the time? Joanne's asking me, you said you walked. Yes, I did walk half the way. Did I not teach dance for 25 years, darling? These legs were made for walking. They're not coming after me. Don't say that after what happened to me this morning. So if you guys didn't know what happened to me this morning, there was an 11-year-old, I guess he stole his mom's phone, or he's using his mom's phone. I think if I were to be compromised with the situation, he went on his mom's Facebook, and I didn't know who it was. I just had a random text message, and it was a weird photo and another weird 2, 3, 4 photos. These legs created that earthquake yesterday. Yes. Okay. Yes. And he I guess because I wasn't having conversation with the other person, that they tried to get my attention by saying, hey, guess what, dude? I'm gonna send my friends after you, and we're gonna terminate you. I posted it, and it's kind of I felt bad that I shared it, but at the same time, we are in a public situation, and Earth, in my opinion, in our consciousness, she's purging. So you can't hold on to attachments right now. You have to release them. And by sharing the story, maybe perhaps it helps someone else find out maybe I should detach from my issue that I have clinged on to someone else. There's a cord is what it's called in our collective consciousness. It's called a cord. What we feel, what we have, what we think, it's all attached. And sometimes in life we have to let go of those. But yes, that message was very scary. I didn't take it lightly because I'm already extra. I'm already dramatic. And the fact that I've been through too much, not by my own account, but how I responded, I'm actually very proud of myself how I responded to everything I've been through in the last year. There ain't no damn victim here. I'm just a witness to a life experience of how to persevere. Can you blame me? But if I hurt myself or I was in that mindset, then everybody would come to my rescue. It's like you want me to be down and lower than you and in order for you to feel more confident in your ego. That don't fly with nobody. Get out of here. But the 11, or I think it was 11, or if it was the mom who was drunk, trying to lie and say it was your child, either way it goes, it's still effed up. Either way. So that's the perspective that people need to have in terms of this race problem in your mind is a simulation, because what was asserted into consciousness was turning people against each other. When people need to find out that either way you turn, it's all effed up. Up, down, left, it's all bad. There's no positive journey out of this assimilation other than let it go. Let it go. Everybody let it go. We all need to call a truce and back it up. I like to elaborate on drama queen. Not you calling me drama queen, but a lot of my previous colleagues in my job field call me drama queen. They say, "Oh, you way too like overreactive. You're way too irrational. You overanalyze this." I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm trying to keep my job, trying to survive." My mom made a great point today because I'm gonna stay on the topic. She said, "It sucks how I look at people under 50 years old. They are week to week, day to day, even, or hour to hour with their finances in this situation. And then the same generation, same age group are the same people who are making it worse. For like, no one's going to survive if it continues to go this way. We need one more killing of another colored person or one more discrimination of another gender or category of a person. We never pick on swingers. Why not? Why don't we pick on swingers? They need to be in media. They need to be put on blast. But their sex tapes are probably on point, though. Oh, gosh. I'm feeling a little bit better now. And no one even asked me questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's the one thing I really tell a lot of people is you cannot be afraid. This is not the right time in life right now, in general, for you to be afraid. Like, you think when I saw a text message of someone either joking around, but the content and the words were not cool. You do not say, "I will terminate you. You are so dead. We're coming after you." And I'm just like, where's my copper knuckles? Where's my bat? Because I have the right to bear these arms. And I was actually telling the police officer on the phone, I was like, "Sir, Ossifer, Ossifer, what is your last?" I have his badge number, and I know who it is because Shannon knows. We go to 7-Eleven. That's not open right now because everyone tore it up. But 7-Eleven, we all used to go there all the time. And so my neighbor who's above me, she probably would know Officer Vega. Thank you, Officer Vega. You were awesome today. I would just want to shout you out. Thank you, police. Thank you. Thank you. And then to certain people, they'll probably say, "Thank you, police of color. Let's not thank the white police." It's like, no, you guys cannot do that. That's not okay. It's like fighting sword with sword, fire with fire, chicken or the egg. It's a no-win situation. Duality. That's what this whole earth right now, she's saying, like, "I'm done with duality. I don't want no masculine and feminine. It's going back to divine feminine, not females and women empowerment and all that. It's going back to nurturing, healing each other, no impulses, no irrational like, how moms are innate to their children, or even like moms who fostered or adopted or even were guardians. It's just an automatic nurturing symptom. Or we watch how, I like the word symptom for that because it's applied right away when there is a condition needed an application of process. Ooh, Aaron, he's woke. Do you guys have any? Laura's good at asking me questions. Ask me a question, Laura, because I know a lot of people aren't quote unquote black. I don't like this. I don't like doing that, but I have to because we'll never get on the same page. And it sucks how you see so many people on the same page, but you have to read their comments on Facebook to understand, oh, they're on my page. We're on the same wavelength. Would I be willing to talk with some? Ooh, I would love to talk to your frenemies. Bring it on. Honey child, Joan, I love you. Joan and I became really good friends because there was dialogue going on where someone had literally insulted her for no apparent reason. And I watch people insult me and I can handle it because I'm fine, but do not insult my career. I work very hard for my career. Do not go there. right? But then now we're in this color issue, and now I'm like going, okay, now I need you guys to stop talking about color because I'm getting irritated. I have a right to be irritated. And that's what I was trying to tell myself in front of my mom was, Mom, is it okay for me to be like offended right now? Like on everybody's part. I don't want someone setting something on fire because my life's important. My life is not that important for you to go to jail. Unless you're my mama and my daddy and my granny. The only three people who are willing to go to jail for my life. The only three people who are willing to kill for my life. My mom, my dad, my grandma. I can't speak for my aunties. Y'all shouldn't be doing that, aunties. The three people who are so important to your life are the only ones worth going out on the limb for your life. I didn't ask you guys to protest for my Bonquisha, that was my foot hitting this. Because I know Joanne. That sounded like a fart. No, it wasn't. Let me show you guys my apartment. Do you guys know all of that computer technology, the screen, the backdrops, my little my shakalaka center is what I call it, my prayer altar, all of that stuff. Well, actually, everything here on the table is a gift from someone. Someone gave me something at some point and it built my altar. And then the pictures down here behind me are all of what reminds me of family, like the people I grew up with and the folks who passed away and whatnot, and my Virgin Mary, because my best friend of 20 years, Mary, in Chicago, she's Catholic, so I have an altar for her. That's how I stay connected to her, because she's not in Los Angeles. She was with me during the... I remember having to stay at her house one time during the LA riots. Like, we had the curfew. Ooh, this is a good topic. So, let me pull up my sleeves. So, those people... Let me turn it over here, too. Look at my kitchen, y'all. You know, this black man, black person, black gay man, this gay man, this person, this male, this human being, this soul. This person who cared about so many people, who didn't want to give up on what he loved, right? Worked hard to maintain keeping all of this. It wasn't easy. Some people saw how many times I moved. And y'all got mad. Why are you moving again? You always moving. Well, what do you think? I was trying to move up. You have an altar. You're welcome, girl. I had to move up. Like, I would rather had been where I am now, even though it's expensive as hell and it's getting on me and Shannon's nerves that no one has any dignity on the outside for us. They're just looking at their bank accounts and their double, triple digit grands while we are in a quarantine and a curfew in the middle of a pandemic, peaceful protest, political propaganda, agenda, New World Order, reptilian domination. There's so much going on. There's an asteroid supposed to get close to the Earth tomorrow, if you didn't know that. I didn't get fact-checked by Facebook. Yay, thank you. I was getting mad at Facebook. I'm glad they backed off. One thing Facebook was good for was allowing me to post what I needed to post today from my own, what do you call it? What's that word you call? Not revenge. I know someone said revenge. No. I wanted to be released from having karmic cycles. I don't want to hold on to another attached timeline. I don't want someone else's life drama in my life, because that's what drama is. It's an attachment and a cord to something or someone else. Now, when you detach from those cords, it no longer becomes a matter. Now you're able to sit back, chill, have some peace of mind. And I had peace of mind up until they blew up 7-Eleven, and I was mad. Do you guys know that there's so many different topics that I have to talk about that I feel like I have to get out my chest. I know all the guys, John, Alan, Pat, Brian, Chris, Johnny, who work at that 7-Eleven, and I can break down and cry if I wanted to. They all work for their family. They all live with their families. Alan, I love you, dude. I hate the fact that Alan works 2 jobs to take care of his mom because he wants to. He can have an apartment on his own. His mom works. I know everyone's life. And so when people destroyed, think about how the other person would feel who's not black. And they're going, wow, really Black Lives Matter? And I knew Aaron. And he's like, now you just created a discord with me and the connections that I've had with certain people, which probably transpired that situation of the text that I didn't appreciate yesterday. If there was no discord or dyslexia of understanding of our society, maybe somebody wouldn't have threatened me yesterday. Whether it was a prank or not, joke or not, now is not the time to be doing that. But someone felt that it was okay. In my political views, yeah, let's be honest, they lean more right than they do left. That's what bipartisan is. I am bipartisan, and I'm a little bit bipolar with my behavior. That's not offensive. Stop that. You guys have all said bipolar in the form of indecision. Shut up. We've all used bipolar as a form of indecision. You can decide, you can make a choice. You could say indecisiveness, but who grows up saying indecisiveness? It's just easier to say bipolar. And that's an example of what the problem is right now is people are trying to go backwards and edit and fix and filter and it's already happened. Snoop Dogg and Nate Dogg already came out with that song. It ain't no fun. The homies can't have none. What was the lyrics? The lyrics were, what is it? When Snoop Dogg goes, put a fat in your mother in mouth, right? I always think of that line. The homies can't have none of that whole song. It is so absurd and vulgar and disgusting and degrading towards the female presence in general. And yeah, that song was a catalyst for a bunch of baloney that would follow. Now everybody's singing about nonsense. Like I don't even listen to new songs anymore. I look at the new song notices. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I might hear Lady Gaga's music, but then even Lady Gaga, I'm like, girl, what are you trying to tell us with your? I'm tired of reading through your stuff. I don't want to be. I think that's where we're all at. We are tired of interpreting stuff. We are so sick of having to figure out what the opposition is up to in order to like encode or decode whatever symbolism they have. We're tired of it. We're sick of it. And let's just be honest. This actually isn't a negative thing. It's a positive. So last night on Netflix, I was watching the Freemasons, like how they start, how they make money, and I was like, that's kind of smart. How they not like I'm gonna join, but what I understand is like they start on a farm. You might buy a cow. Cow makes milk, and I was like, oh, I never thought of that. I should have saved money to get a cow a long time ago. Produce some milk. Keep those breastises in check on that cow. Like make sure they work. I'm being honest. Or like Shannon knows when we went to Vines, remember I got goat's milk because I was craving goat's milk. I was like, man, if I just lived on a farm somewhere far, far away and had one goat that produces milk, and I found out how to find a brand ambassador to manufacture this milk from this cow, and then that person has a vendor who's going to take it from point A to B, and then I have like this food chain and supply demand, this big box, who basically will send me a check every time someone purchases a block of goat cheese. I am not weird. I'm telling the straight up truth. I'm just sounding funny because you guys need to be entertained while we're in quarantine, riot, asteroid coming, volcano, earthquake alert right now. I like being weird. There's nothing wrong being weird because people pay more attention to weird than stupid. Because that's how you devalued. I won't say his name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. That man everybody cannot stop talking about. If you don't like him, stop talking about him. Nobody wants to hear you talk about him anymore. Even the people who support him, like, shut the up. Like, no one wasn't here. Look, we already voted. He is there. Just mind your own business. You can't change him. You can't make him better. Nobody, you are in charge of your own self and your own soul and your own interactions with everybody else. This is what I really been want to say for a long time. Stop effing complaining. This is coming from a COVID-19 survivor who I could have cried and said, I almost died. I didn't do that. I was like, it's Mother's Day weekend and my mom's going to kill me if I die of COVID-19. And I would like to share with you guys, I got this letter from the hospital that treated me. This I might cry about. So warning, tear alert. It says, Dear Aaron, on a personal level, the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic has severe blah, 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 blah. We're sending you this letter because we are looking for people who have recovered and watch this, you guys. I'm about to whistle blow. I'm just kidding. Okay, so here's the truth. Here is the documented truth. We are sending you this letter because we are looking for people who recovered from the infection to donate plasma as a part of a multi-center national study for use in treating patients in the future with severe life-threatening COVID-19 infections. The antibodies in your plasma, the antibodies in your plasma can be given to several cases, and were given to several cases, and they recovered faster. It says, we, Memorial Care, are partnering with our main blood supply in San Diego. Stop crying, Aaron. And we selected interesting donors who are available to help patients as much as possible. The plasma collection process is similar to the process that is used to collect platelets as a routine to help from donors. If you have any interest in being a potential donor, we invite you to visit the following website. You'll be asked to answer some questions. We hope that you will enjoy being Sorry, I can't even read. We hope that you enjoy becoming an eligible donor. Thank you very much for your consideration, the Memorial Care Health Team. That right there, I don't need anything else in the world. I don't need anything else. I don't need a husband. I don't need a dog or a cat or a house or a dance studio. That made my life worth it. The fact that I survived and the fact that they saw something in my platelets and in my plasma so what happens is some people went on a clinical trial for treatment, I guess. And a lot of those blood plasma things, kind of like with HIV, they take the, help me out, people. Not the chromosomes, the stem cells. And they extract them and then they put it in a cocktail, or they'll put it in as an injection, or it will go into an IV. This isn't the vaccine, because vaccine means you're preventing. But when it's someone who's infected, and I did my homework on this, when it's someone who's infected who needs a boost. So basically it's I feel like Rogue from the X-Men. You know, like she's like the strength of 10 men, or like Hercules or Xena. It's like they could possibly die, but they're like part immortal and part human. But had I not danced my ass off for years and exercised in the last 12 years like I did and pushed my body to the maximum, and actually, you know, when I was telling people about anxiety and panic and all this stuff, I didn't even realize that anxiety is really just an alarm system saying that your body's changing. And I had no idea that it led up to when I had COVID. Hi, Rona. It's weird that my anxiety doesn't react anymore after that. It's kind of like I have a couple episodes, but they're not bad. But it's like, wow, this is weird. After that happened, I feel fine. Anyways, so what do you mean, Jerry, shut the F up? Deal with it. What are you talking? Are you talking about me or them? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Because your statement made me feel uncomfortable. I love you, bro. Yeah, that's cool that they're going to use my plasma to study it and help other people. So this means like I better start I had to up it on my diet and make sure I'm accurate on my medications and whatnot. So that's really cool. And that should give everybody a perspective of what someone has gone through. I'm a primary source of COVID-19. So why would you not listen to someone who is a source versus other people next door? Well, I'd rather listen to a scientist. What has Dr. Fauci done for me lately? Ooh, yeah. Dr. Fauci done nothing for me. My body is what it did for myself. So everyone who paid attention to him and all the news reports of this health thing and wasted everybody's last 2 months when everyone who stood up for all black rights just went ahead and stole the spotlight. Do you guys see that? Everything's a catalyst for something else until someone of a upper echelon says, look, I'm so tired of this right now. I really hope that there's like a national day of throw everyone under the bus. What was that? I better go. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll probably be back later on tonight for another discussion. But I'm actually working on a new Facebook page. It's because I'm very funny, right? So I'm working on my page and it's called what did I call it? I forgot. I'll put it in the comments below. Bye.